Welcome to Manga Experts. We are back with another top 10 recommendation list. If you like our videos, please leave a like and a comment of your favorite suggestions below. Without any further ado, let's get started. Number 10. Super Gene. Countless alien monsters invaded the world, but by eating these monsters, humans can obtain their genes. With this, mankind began a new era of gene evolution. Hansen, a newcomer to the sanctuary, is regarded as a crazy devil, but nobody knows that he is also the bee god, respected by everyone. The main character obtains a higher-ranked monster soul by luck, and also gets a cheat method to evolve low-ranked monsters and later kill them for more profit. The art and fight scenes are gorgeous. The story is also quite original, but the pacing is a little bit slow. The only downside is that the translation is a little bit mediocre and the female lead is very annoying. Other than that, it's a decent system manhwa. It also has an amazing novel, but this manhwa adaptation failed to even hold a candle up against it. Number 9. I'm a Monster. One day, the world we know so well turned into a virtual game, and humans are far from being a player. And besides, they have become a target for hunters from another world. They can either accept their fate miserably and become a unit of the game experience, or, when their body is torn to pieces, take hold of their destiny and become a real monster. So one day the whole world became a game and the humans are the targets of another human world. They kill humans for experience and resources. The story of this manhwa is quite unique, but it lacks a little bit in the execution department. The plot moves at the speed of a bullet train and many things are not explained properly. The art is quite nice. The fight scenes are well transitioned and have a lot of gore in it. The story is a little bit on the darker side. Some characters are written very well, but most of the female ones are generic. Number 8. Super God System. The main character gets transmigrated to another world inside the body of a trash cultivator. In this world, both monsters and hunters exist. Main character also gets a system which helps him in leveling up by playing roulette, doing tasks, or by slaying monsters. The art of this manhwa is quite good. It shines the most during fight scenes. The story is also pretty decent. The world building also has a kick to it. The translation is a little bit bad, but it's still readable. Female characters are over-sexualized as usual. There are some courting death type moments here and there, but they don't hold this manhwa back in any way. Number 7. Terror Infinity. Our main character is a gamer and he is bored with his life. One day he gets a message on his screen. Do you wish to understand the meaning of life? After clicking on accept, he gets a mini headache and passes out. When he wakes up, he finds himself in the train with a bunch of random people. It turns out all of them have been summoned to a horror movie and they have to survive these horror movies if they want to return back to their old world. This manhwa have some similarities to Deathfield, which is also a pretty decent survival horror manhwa. The story is quite good and unique. Some characters which are introduced at first are not that much great, but as the story goes on, some very well written characters are introduced. This is an old manhwa, so the art has not aged well, but it still gets the job done. Overall, it's a pretty decent survival manhwa with the system. Number 6. Without a Taoist partner, I will die. When a black pattern appears on the body of a member of the Ye family, that member dies a very painful death. Main character's whole family died a gruesome death due to this curse. Now he is the last remnant of his family. One day the curse appeared on the body of the main character and he wanted to die before the curse can kick in, and he dies a painful death. Suddenly, a female cultivator falls to the cave where main character is digging his grave and forces the main character to dual cultivate. After that, the curse on the main character gets broken and he gets a system which helps him become stronger and get rid of the curse. This is a hardcore harem manhwa with ecchi art. The story of this manhwa is quite good and way more better than normal cultivation harem trash was. The art is also good and it becomes a little bit more better during fight scenes. There is also a lot of ecchi stuff in it. The characters are very good. Instead of simply courting death, the bad guys use their brains. This manhwa is only recommended for harem manhwa lovers. Number 5. Rune King. He is a senior high school student born in Daegu's hometown of Hwangsi District. In the beginning, he didn't even have the qualifications to become a talisman, but he relied on the upgrade system to change his fate. He continued to grow and even became the commander-in-chief of the Eastern Theater. He led mankind and fought back against the Runestone army, drove them back to the wormhole of time and space, and regained the peace of the earth. The art of this manhwa is quite good. Fight scenes are lit. The story is also unique in some way, and the concept of runes is executed very well. Main character is a sniper rune master and has good battle sense. The world building is also great. There are some random courting death moments here and there, but they don't hold this manhwa back in any way. Number 4. They Say I'm the Future King. The main character is the author of a cultivation comic. During a blind date, the protagonist learns that a new era is approaching, and after communicating with Tang Qingro, who is on a blind date with Arthur, he discovers the fact that the whole world is soon gonna change into a world of monsters and cultivators. This manhwa is pretty good. The story of this manhwa is well written and unique. The overall world building is also great. The main character has a very good thinking cycle in every situation. This thing makes him feel more human-like. The translation can be a little bit bad sometimes. Other than that, it's a pretty good system manhwa. Number 3. Am I Invincible? He always thought he was immortal, but he didn't know his yard was full of divine weapons and the chickens he raised were more like phoenixes. It wasn't until 5 years of living in a mortal village when the system finally allowed him to come into contact with cultivators. It was then that he discovered that no matter how strong someone was, the moment they saw him, they would be so scared that their legs get numb and they call him Senior. Some even kneel down and worship him. This manhwa has a lot of similarities to I Am a Cultivation Big Shot and Myriad People. Main character is very overpowered, but he thinks he is a mortal. Everyone else around him also knows that he is a very powerful immortal. The story is good, but the pacing of the plot is a little bit slow. The art is also good, but the female characters are over-sexualized as usual. Only read it if you want a story where the main character is powerful, but he has no idea about it. Number 2. Surviving in an Action Manhwa. After a disagreement with the author, Lee Hiro transmigrated to the world of his favorite shonen manhwa, Adventure King. But what's this? Characters have to work hard for their survival. If you're a 2-bit villain, you get defeated by the protagonist from the get-go. If you're the strongest on the current map, you get hammered down by a newcomer to show off their strength. If you aren't popular with the fanbase, your character gets deleted. In a world of endless fights, a crazy sprint to survive, just the next chapter begins. This manhwa has a very unique concept. First few chapters are a bit lame, but it gets more better as the story continues. The art is good, so is the story. There's also light humor in it. Characters are well written. Give this a try if you want an isekai with a totally unique story. Number 1. Is this hero for real? Kang Han-soo was summoned to this fantasy world with his classmates. His classmates were amazed by this brand new world and the magic in it, but the only thing Han-soo wanted to do was quickly return home. Why would he have to give up his warm, comfortable house to have an adventure in this world? Even the goddess that summoned them said that if he wasn't willing to, there was nothing she could do to force him and promised to return him to his original world. She did teleport him, but when he opened his eyes, he was still in this fantasy world. All of his friends were gone and the only thing around him was monsters. A goddess tricked him, and how is he gonna survive in this savage world? This isekai manhwa is very good. It is written by the same author as FFF Class Trash Hero. Both art and story are top-notch. The only minor problem with this manhwa is the pacing, which is a bit slow. But still, the plot makes up for it. Only read it if you want a unique isekai, not a cliché one. Do you agree with our picks? Check out our other videos for more suggestions, and don't forget to give us a like before going. Until then, take care and we will see you in our next video.